Welcome back to the CatNet program. We are busy with this theme called cycles. And last week we kicked it off by looking in ways how to start the new year and not falling back into the same cycles. Today we are focusing how to identify the things that brings us back to our cycles, our struggles. What are those things? Stay tuned as we read the verse for today and focus on what God has to say to us today. Exodus 4 verse 10. Master, please, I don't talk well. I've never been good with words, neither before nor after you spoke to me. I stutter and I stammer. The call of Moses when he was there standing at the burning bush. First he said, excuse me, but he never had done this before. And then he said something else and he went on with his excuses until he admits to say that, but my tongue is too slow. I'm struggling with speaking, confessing that he has a struggle, that he has a fear on not wanting to go because he cannot do it. Moses was so stuck in his excuses, in his low self-image that he had. He thought that he wasn't good enough in going and to go give the message. Even though God said to him, who's the one who made the mouth? Who's the one who made people talk? Who gave the mouth? And God is showing that he is God and he will be with him. But it's almost like he was so stuck with what he can only see, that he cannot see what's right in front of him, that the God of the universe, the God who created him, the God who created the whole world is telling him that he will be with him. He is saying that you don't have to fear, that I will be with you. And Moses says no. And he is willing to give it all up just because he's so afraid. Most of the times when we come back to our cycles or things that catch us in our cycles, it's the thought that we are not good enough, that the thought that I am not worthy for this next opportunity. Sometimes when we want a new job or want a family or want to step out of this cycle, that it's almost like the devil is taking us back or wanting us to feel like you're not good enough, you cannot do this, you're not worthy to do this. And you see that God is actually saying that you can struggle with your speaking, but I'm the Lord your God will be with you. You see, and this is when we're in our cycles, when every time we are caught into this negativity or this negative thoughts, when coming back to maybe if it's alcohol abuse or if it's in bad relationships or falling back into the cycle where you feel like you cannot get out, feel like the things that you do is just a routine. It has to do with us thinking that we are not good enough, thinking that I am not worthy to have more. When Moses got this instruction on to go and free the Israelites, he didn't see it as an opportunity. He saw it like how he's not worthy. And because we are struggling with our image and think that we are not good enough, but you see that in the midst of it all, maybe you're struggling to get out of this, getting out of the cycle. Maybe you're struggling to get rid of things, but constantly you come back to this thought that I'm not good enough. And this is what we struggle to know, that yes, you are not strong enough, but God is saying that He is the great I am. He is the one that's going to be with you, to take you through this, to take you through, to actually take the steps, to go, to say what you have to say, to do what you ever have to do. It doesn't have to be out of your own strength, because He will be with you. And that needs to reassure us that we can do anything because God will be with us. God said that He will be with him. And it's almost like Moses didn't hear Him. So God showed up. He said that He gave a solution and said, okay, what about your brother? Let him go with you. Aaron. He will be the one like that will speak for you on behalf of you. He will say the things that you want to say. And God is showing us that when we struggle, that we cannot do it alone. The solution is when you think that the fear overcomes us, or feels like this task that I want, this step that I want to take, that in myself I cannot do it. But we need people around us who can assist us, people who can help us, who is stronger than I am. And it doesn't reveal that Moses is weak. It's actually showing how Moses is growing, how he can depend on Aaron. It's like that God knew that the one thing that he needs is to have support. When you identify your issue, if it's with alcohol, if it's about abuse, if it's wherever this which brings you back to your cycle, and you know exactly what it is, get someone to hold you accountable. Speak it out, and God will give you the right person. God will give you the wisdom on how to handle it. But mostly, you will have someone who will walk with you. Ask God to reveal your struggle, the thing that brings you back. If it's sin, ask God to reveal it and confess it, so that you can come out of the cycle, to break the cycle that which you are in. But first we need to identify it, and admit that I need help. And this is where God steps in. This is where people step in order to help you.